Hello everyone, welcome to Just Invest Today, and today we are talking about the power of compounding. Yes, everyone knows how powerful compounding is, but I really want to get into it in this video. This is going to show us the guaranteed success of becoming a millionaire with the stock market. It's like a guaranteed success if you guys do it right, you play it right. But there's a lot of lessons in this. The first lesson that I have to say is deferred gratification. We have to be able to defer that gratification, being able to save and then actually invest your money. So a lot of people just can't do that. A lot of people can't see past like a year, 2, 3 years. Like they gotta spend that money and they gotta see some success right away. Even when they invest their money, sometimes too, they don't know how to wait. And that brings me back to another thing, being patient. So being patient is going to be super important for this investment success, because we have to have a lot of time, guys. We have to have he did this in 29 years of just being patient. And in this article, Ted suffered huge losses. He lost 67%, 55% in his IRA. But he used those lessons as teachable things, that he made sure that he knew that these are just lessons to learn and he has to keep plugging away. So even after those huge drops in his IRA, he still continued to chug along and kept going. So you have to be able to stay in the game and be patient. 28 years of just being patient, chugging along, and turning his $70,000 IRA into $264 million. And then also you have to be able to spot and value companies, buy undervalued companies, because everything he did in this article was public. Like every trade he made was public, and then that's how he did it: buying undervalued companies, saving, investing in his IRA, and then just generating these high returns. Guys, like the power of compounding is gonna just make you rich inevitably. And the thing is, you don't have to generate his returns. He probably averaged around 20 to 30% in that range. You don't need those returns to get all that money or get to be that millionaire. You can generate way lower, like 10 to 15%, and get that million. It might take longer. I say getting 15% is like the good amount of money, that good amount of percent that you should aim for at least. But even if you get to like 10%, 6-7% average in the S&P, as long as you're contributing a lot of money, you're gonna get there eventually. Even if it may take you until your retirement age, you will get there. But I know everyone wants to get there early, but sometimes you can't always get there early. You just have to be patient. And this is gonna be a good video for me in the future to see how far I came 10 to 15 years down the road. And if YouTube's still here, this is going to be an amazing video to look back on my journey, man. So guys, like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm always going to provide you with good content. So I just want to get into what he did. So he beat the S&P 500 like crazy, man. He did like 100 to 1. He beat the S&P hundreds to 1. And this article states that. Imagine beating the S&P hundreds to 1, man. That's like crazy returns. And remember, Ted is under Berkshire. I think he joined Berkshire in like 2011, 2012, and he had mad respect because he went to the meeting with Buffett, and Buffett just like kind of like took him in, and then things became, and he became good with Buffett. So you have to remember, he is like the Buffett guy right now. Him, Ted, and Todd, they're under Buffett, so you understand that. Buffett saw his record, and you know Buffett was impressed. He definitely did better than Berkshire in that time that he was able to get to $264 million. Weschler started as a junior employee at W.R. Grace at New York City-based conglomerate. In 1983, after he graduated from the University of Pennsylvania, he began maxing out his contributions to Grace 401k plan a year after he joined, when he was first allowed to participate. By the time he left in late 1989, his account was up to $7,384. $34,353 was his contribution. $12,328 was Grace matching money. The rest was from investment gains. By year end in 2018, that $70,000 had grown to $221 million. The Grace money had grown to more than $58 million by year and 2018, about 26% of the 221 million portion of his IRA that's attributable to his days at grace. So just looking at that story, his amazing returns, man, he's gonna give you lessons on how he did it. Just very simple, buying undervalued companies, buying undervalued bonds. But even if you don't do that, you don't need that much to get those long, sustaining, resilient returns. So this is Weschler's strategy. Weschler spends a lot of his time reading and thinking and studying companies and industries to find things that the financial markets don't seem to be seeing. I don't think the financial markets are seeing China right now, but that's another topic. For people who can't do that, index funds are the answer, he says. Even though the index funds can't begin to match Weschler's long-term performance, they can make you a lot of money if you stick around. So even if you invest in the index, look what the numbers say. If you put $70,000 that he had in the IRA at the year end 1989 in Vanguard's S&P index fund, you would have more than 1.6 million as of June 30th. So that just goes to show you would still make 1.6 million just in the Vanguard S&P. You would have $1 million. So are you able to wait that long? Are you able to do that? And guys, and if you're putting in more money or generating higher returns, that money, that 1.6 is gonna double, triple easily if you're making more than like 10%, 15%. All Ted's advice was very simple. Start early, maximize your employer match, invest 100% in equities, and ignore all the noise. I think ignore all the noise is probably one of the most important things, because we get all the noise of what we're doing wrong, what we can't do. So there you have it, man. So you have what Ted did, exactly how to get these huge returns, man. Buying these undervalued companies. If you follow my channel, I'm always providing companies that you can invest in, but you still have to do your own research. We got to be patient. We got to defer gratification, buy undervalued companies. Those are the three key things. And the thing is that too, that we need a lot of time on our side. Time is so important. Your time in the market, and then your investment returns. Those are key things to generate these high returns in the market. How long do you have to compound? How much money have you contributed, or how much money have you put in? And then your percent gains. So those are key. And then lastly, look what Mohnish Pabrai said about this. In this video, Mohnish tells an amazing story about the power of compounding. He tells a story about his daughter who did an internship and she saved $5,000 in 3 months. And then he wanted to be the power of attorney. He told his daughter, let me have that $5,000 and let me invest it. So this is just a story. So she was 18 years old at the time. So if she would have had that $5,000 and invested it and got a 15% return until she was 68, there's a 50-year time span of just compounding all that money at 15%, right? And only contributing $5,000, she would have $5 million at retirement. And that's her doubling her money every 5 years. That is like crazy to think about, with only $5,000 from 18 to 68. Can you imagine what would happen if you put $5,000 like every year, or even every like 3 years or 4 years? Like, man, that is just, your money is just doubling, like tripling. Like, so you just see how crazy compounding could be if you actually make sure you invest early. And if you don't invest early, it's still okay, but as long as you contribute more money into that pie and you have 10, 15, 20 years still to invest, you're gonna end up with that $1 million or even way more, just from the power of compounding your money. So if you want to see the story, it's in a video in the conversation with Mohnish Pabrai. It starts around like 11:24, which if you want to see, you can watch this video. But it's an amazing story about how his daughter actually could, if she did exactly what it said, at 15%, which 15% is kind of pretty good for that long. But it's possible, man. If you invest properly. And even if you don't get that 50%, at 6 to 7%, if you just invest in the index, that's still amazing. Like, and that's still amazing, even because now you have to put more money into the pie and you're still gonna reach that $1 million. So tell me what you think about this video. Do you believe that you will be a millionaire? I know everyone will be if you just have that belief. If you actually spend time investing and actually studying the craft, you will get there. And if you don't invest in the index and you guys gotta contribute more, leave it in for 15-20 years and you're gonna reach that goal, guys. So like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll get back to you in the next video. Peace!